We got the Buccaneers, the Saints. Bucs win this game 23-3. Top 5 graded players that we had for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Edge rusher Anthony Nelson at the top of the list for him with a 92.3. Cornerback Jamel Dean a 90.6. Cornerback Zion McCollum an 82.6. Cornerback Jacob Parrish a 76.1. Safety Tyke Smith a 72.1. Baker Mayfield in this game a 63.5. On the Saints side of things, edge rusher Chase Young with an 86.8. Safety Justin Reid an 82.1. Cornerback Kool-Aid McKinstry a 72.7. Linebacker DeMario Davis a 72.2, and then offensive tackle Talize Fuanga a 71.4. Spencer Rattler started this game, got a 35.1 passing grade, and then Tyler Shuck ended the game. I think Shuck's passing grade was
about a 70 somewhere.
I was going to say, I thought it was like low 60s. Maybe it cracked that 70 mark there, but wasn't asked to do a lot sort of at the end of the game when the script was what it was. But Seth told the story here, Dalton.
Yeah, that's going to be the story coming out of this, is that Spencer Rattler got benched, and now we've got the quarterback controversy with the Saints. But I watching this game from the jump and Rattler trying to work through this, I don't really know what the idea was on offense. It was only 9 designed runs from the Saints this entire game, and only 4 in the first half. This game, the Saints defense actually played very well in this game, and they got kind of hurt by turnovers and things of that nature, but they only called 4 run plays in the first half.
Yeah.
And they're just asking Rattler to drop back every play, and
they don't really believe in Kamara. Right?
I don't care who you believe in. If you just choose not to run the
No,
football, this is what it's going to look like.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but like I don't think Kendra Miller wasn't in this game.
No, he's hurt.
And
yeah.
And they don't believe in Alvin Kamara to give them the juice that they want to.
Well, then you're asking one or both of these guys in this case to drop back 63 times.
And it's not a recipe.
Rattler got benched, and yes, he did not play well, and he didn't play well last week either. And obviously, maybe they're just trying to throw a curveball and go, let's see what Tyler can do. But also, it kind of feels like he was set up to fail on this one. That's just, I mean, you have a game that was 7-3 at halftime, so a game that was certainly close by half, and even when it was 14-3 coming out of the open in the third quarter, you still have to run the football.
Yeah,
I mean,
you do.
I mean, and if you don't believe in your starting tailback, A, why'd you sign him to an extension? But that's another story. And B, you don't have anybody. I mean, Taysom Hill, he had maybe 2 carries or whatever it was in this game. But I mean, I just feel like here Rattler got benched, and he didn't play well last week or this week, but I also don't feel like that's all asking a quarterback to just drop back every play against a good team. That's setting him up to fail to me.
I guess it's just told the story here for me is Chase McLaughlin.
It's pretty good.
3 field goals of more than 50 yards.
Yeah, feels good to go against him in fantasy. That's great. Put up a cool 17 on that. That's good. Appreciate that, Chase.
But I mean, it was a close game where Antoine Winfield Jr. was standing in the end zone 3 separate times with the ball in his hand, and they called it back all 3 times. And you could argue that all 3 of those could have absolutely stood as touchdowns for him. And so a lot of the Bucs' big plays just kind of got called back, and they had to settle for field goals. But Chase made them, and I think that in a close game, obviously, it didn't end the game close, but you take 9 points off the board, and it's something that's within striking distance the whole time. The quarterback play from the Saints and the offense from the Saints just wasn't good enough for them to win this game. But I guess Chase McLaughlin, I kind of got to pick as sort of my stat that told the story here with him continuing to make field goals, even when the Bucs offense was not playing its best in this game. The most impressive for me was Anthony Nelson, that 92.3 overall grade, a 90.1 pass rushing grade. He had 2 sacks in this one, had a forced fumble, had the pick 6. I mean, he was unbelievable in this game. They don't win this game without him. He was, without a doubt, the highest impact player. And then the most disappointing for me was just the Bucs offensive line. This was a game where we've suspected that the Bucs offensive line could struggle in the past, and they've generally been okay versus those expectations. But in this game, they really struggled, and it didn't show up in the win-loss column because they still ended up winning the game. But Ben Bredesen, a 19.2 pass blocking grade, Dan Feeney, a 31.2 pass blocking grade, 71.2 defeated run blocking percentage in the second half of this game. They could not run the football, and a big reason why was because of their offensive line. You looked at those goal line stands that they had, where the first goal line stand they had, they got a penalty on the first play, but they still ran the ball, and they still didn't score on that play. They had 5 plays from the 1-yard line where they ran the football, and they did not score. That's an indictment on your offensive line.
Feels good, too, in those spots to have Rachaad White on my fantasy team. That feels great. Feels
You
good.
just weren't a fan of this game.
No.
In any way, shape, or form.
Kind of wasn't. Really kind of hurt. And then Sean Tucker finally, when they scored on the second, fourth down, then it was Sean Tucker vulturing it. Feels good.
1 yard before contact in the second half for this Bucs rushing attack. So this was a massive struggle of a game from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I think they are lucky. Now, lucky is sort of a loaded word because the defense played excellent.
I thought both defenses played excellent.
Right.
Really,
the Bucs were
Saints
just able to do a little bit more.
The Saints defense
side.
was not bad by any means in this game. They threw the ball every play, and there ended up being 4 turnovers.
Yeah.
Bucs corners got plenty of opportunities, though. They played well. Jamel Dean forcing a fumble, 4 stops, 90 coverage grade. Zion McCollum, 84.7, 4 forced incompletions. You'll take that any day of the week. I mean, you get 63 opportunities to go out there and make a name for yourself. You're going to probably do something right on at least a few of them, right? I would think.
Yeah, and Jacob Parrish is playing.
Jacob Parrish has been outstanding all year.
Incredibly well.
Winfield, like you mentioned, is Bucs secondary. To their credit, again, they knew the Saints were throwing every play, but to their credit, they executed well. It was a really good day for the Bucs secondary. But no, offensively, I mean, we've seen it's the injuries. It's working through it. It's been the theme of their season. And the Saints now, we're probably going to hear all week about whether it's going to be Rattler or Shuck going into this week.
Yeah, and I think that we're probably at the point where the Saints currently have the number 1 pick because they win the strength of schedule tiebreaker with the Jets right now for the number 1 pick in the 2026 NFL draft. You have to have some sort of idea of who Tyler Shuck is at this point. And I feel bad for Spencer Rattler because I think at times throughout this season he has played well, but we're now in the situation where I don't know if they're going to go to Shuck this upcoming week, but I think it's going to come soon where I just don't think the rest of this team is good enough to be able to win football games consistently. And at that point, through the second half of the season, when's the Saints bye week, actually? I do not know. Hold on, let me pull this up. Let's see.
I do know the funky situation.
It's 11, so they are at the Los Angeles Rams next week, and then they are at the Carolina Panthers the following week.
The weird situation a little further down in that schedule, they play the Jets and Titans at some point back-to-back weeks.
Yeah, so you said at some point there?
Is it December or something? I forget.
It is week 16 and 17. Those are 2 games that could absolutely determine who has the number 1 pick in the NFL draft.
I'm calling out ties in both of them when we get to the preview shows. I'm going to do it. Those are the 2 games I'm going to call out ties. It seems fitting.
I hate you.